Pope Francis was different from the time he chose his name. He picked up the name Francis, inspired by Saint Francis of Assisi. Saint Francis was a famous saint living at the end of 12th century and beginning of 13th century, who was known for his simplicity and kindness. But more than that, his distinguishing trait was his science-affirming positions. He was the first ecological warrior in favor of environmentalism. Pope Francis also unequivocally came in favor of the climate agenda. He backed the scientific consensus on global warming and said that all action should be based on data and ethics. On the biomedical science, Pope Francis' position was even stronger and very useful because he lived during the time of COVID. And vaccine hesitancy has been there throughout the history of vaccination. In the beginning, vaccines were supposed to interfere with the God's will. That's why they were opposed. Later on, when liberalism took over, they were opposed because they were supposed to interfere with the liberty of man, especially when vaccination was mandatory. And later on, in the last few years and around COVID, it was joined with two other forces. One was a conspiracy theory that vaccination only benefits the companies which bring vaccines, and that is why it is lauded over the unsuspecting public. And more importantly, in 1998, Dr. Wakefield came out with a bogus research that vaccines cause autism, which was later scrapped very badly, and he had to retract it. And it became evident that his conclusion that vaccines cause autism came because autism happens, or first signs of autism start happening when vaccination schedules are due for kids. And he correlated these two facts, whereas actually they were only coterminous. They were happening at the same time, but they were not related at all. And this widely publicized bogus research actually caused a lot of measles vaccine hesitation, and measles started spiking. So it was this research, it was libertarianism, and it was the conspiracy theory, which all stood together against vaccination during COVID. And Pope Francis ruled very strongly in favor of vaccination. He encouraged trust in evidence-based medicine and fought with the moral authority of the church vaccine hesitation and vaccine-based misinformation. In fact, he even called healthcare workers the ministers of compassion during COVID. At the same time, he was not naive. He said that profiteering in medicine should be avoided. So, biomedical science point of view, he was a very strong votary of science. In AI also, he called for global ethical framework for AI. He said that AI should allow for human dignity and equity, and algorithms should be fair. These are some of the points which distinguished Pope Francis. Aside from his modest living, aside from his very strong fight against corruption in the Vatican, corruption in the papacy, also no, he not only fought corruption in the papacy, he also fought inefficiency in the papacy and faced all the brickbats which came with such a fight, courageously and resiliently. So this Pope was as much a man of science as he was a man of spirituality.